When the series was on the line and the game slowed down in those high-pressure fourth quarters, only one player stood completely unfazed: Jalen Brunson. In a series packed with grit, tension, and razor-thin margins, Brunson didn't just show up, he took over. Game after game, with everything hanging in the balance, it was him who seized control, broke defenses, and made the biggest plays when no one else could. The Pistons had the depth, the defense, and the momentum, but they didn't have Brunson, and that made all the difference. The Knicks versus Pistons wasn't just a playoff series. It was a 6-game test of mental toughness, execution under pressure, and the raw will to win. Every game except one came down to a single possession in the final minute. And in those moments, the court belonged to Jalen Brunson. No matter what Detroit threw at him, double teams, size mismatches, zone looks, he found a way. And that's what separated this series from the rest. It wasn't just about who had the better roster, it was about who had the better closer. And Brunson was surgical. In Game 1, Detroit came out strong. They led for most of the game and looked like they were about to steal home court. But with 9 minutes left in the fourth, Brunson checked in and flipped the entire game on its head. He immediately hunted out mismatches, repeatedly targeting Tobias Harris on switches and torching him with floaters and ones. The Knicks locked in on defense, sparked by Brunson's relentless pace on offense, and went on an absurd 21-0 run. That quarter ended with Brunson dropping 12 points and 3 assists on over 70% shooting. Just like that, the Knicks had a 1-0 lead. Game 2 was even tighter. Down 8 entering the fourth, Tom Thibodeau knew what time it was. He threw Brunson in to play all 12 minutes. Detroit adjusted their coverage, putting Jalen Duren on Josh Hart so they could leave him wide open and use Duren as a roaming shot blocker. The message was clear: stop Brunson at any cost, even if it means ignoring Hart entirely. But Brunson didn't flinch. He hit shots over length, baited defenders into fouls, and read every help rotation like a quarterback. Still, the Knicks went ice cold from deep, shooting just 2 of 11 from beyond the arc in the quarter. Brunson did his part, but the supporting cast couldn't finish plays. And with one big shot from Dennis Schroeder, the Pistons stole Game 2 by 6 points. Game 3 was where the tide began to turn. This time, Brunson checked in with a lead. No need to climb back, just maintain control. And that's exactly what he did. Detroit continued their help-heavy defense, loading up on Brunson anytime he got downhill. But he didn't force shots. He dissected the coverage, finding open teammates like Bridges and OG Anunoby on the perimeter. When defenders stayed home, he punished them with that smooth, mid-range pull-up. Even when the Pistons tried to wall off the paint by abandoning Josh Hart in the corner, Brunson waited for just one mental lapse. Duren slipped for half a second, and Brunson made him pay. With another strong 12-point fourth, the Knicks walked away with a gritty 2-point win and a 2-1 series lead. In Game 4, Brunson came in with his team down double digits and only 10 minutes to fix it. This time, he didn't wait for mismatches. He hunted them. He isolated on Schroeder, used his footwork to carve out space on the baseline, and got wherever he wanted. Detroit tried switching Cade Cunningham onto him, thinking his length could slow Brunson down. Didn't matter. Brunson rejected screens, bullied his way into the paint, and hit floaters like he was at a shooting drill. The most impressive play, a sidestep three with the shot clock winding down, tying the game at 84. And even with an ankle injury slowing him down late, he stayed on the floor, setting up a crucial skip pass to Karl-Anthony Towns, who knocked down back-to-back clutch shots to seal the comeback. That game wasn't just about Brunson's scoring. It was his presence, his gravity, the way he forced Detroit to bend in every direction just to contain him. Game 5 was different. For the first time all series, Brunson struggled. The Pistons came in desperate to extend their season and took full advantage of Brunson's ankle. He started slow and finished slower, hitting just 4 of his 16 shot attempts. With a few minutes left, he re-aggravated the injury and had to be pulled from the game entirely. And just like that, the Knicks' offense disappeared. No movement, no playmaking, nothing. Detroit closed out the game with ease and survived elimination, at least for one more night. Then came Game 6, the most intense back-and-forth finish of the entire series. Brunson started the fourth ice cold, missing 8 of his first 9 shots, and the biggest reason why? Ausar Thompson. The rookie picked him up full court, funneled him into help defenders, and made every drive a battle. But then came the mistake. Midway through the quarter, Detroit subbed Ausar out to add more offense. That gave Brunson the opening he needed. The moment he saw a smaller guard in front of him, he went back to bully ball shoulder down, powering into floaters through contact. And when it mattered most, down 4 with under 2 minutes left, he made the play of the series. Brunson took Schroeder one-on-one, used a combination of strength, poise, and ridiculous footwork to stay patient under the basket, and somehow found an angle to finish over 2 defenders. Detroit rushed to get Ausar back on the floor, but it was too late. Final possession, tie game, season on the line. Brunson isolated once more. He hit Thompson with a filthy change of direction, created a canyon of separation, and calmly drilled the jumper that ended the Pistons' season. 5 times in 6 games, Jalen Brunson scored double digits in the fourth quarter. He averaged 11 points in just 9 fourth-quarter minutes per game, on absurd efficiency. When scaled to 75 possessions, his numbers looked like something out of a video game: 45 points, 7 assists, and less than 1 turnover. But this wasn't 2K. This was real. And it was all Brunson. His clutch play gave the Knicks a net rating of plus 13.2 in fourth quarters throughout the series, including a 127.5 offensive rating, an elite mark in any context. In a matchup where nearly every game came down to a single possession, having the best player on the court, especially in the final moments, was everything. And time again, that player was Jalen Brunson. He didn't just beat the Pistons, he broke their spirit.